They say jealousy burns hotter than fire, but when it turns against blood, the punishment is greater than death. This is the story of two sisters, one husband, and the wrath of the ancestors. In the village of Oba-Idemili, two sisters were born. Adaeze, the elder, gentle and kind, and Chinyere, the younger, fiery and ambitious. When Adaeze came of age, she was chosen by a strong and wealthy hunter named Eken. Their marriage was celebrated with feasts and dances, and the couple lived in harmony. But jealousy began to gnaw at Chinyere's heart. She could not bear to watch her sister's happiness. "Why should Adaeze have the man I deserve?" she whispered to herself. Chinyere began to plot. One evening, as Adaeze prepared food for her husband, Chinyere offered to help. She slipped a deadly powder learned from a traveling herbalist into her sister's soup. That night, Adaeze ate. Moments later, she clutched her stomach and collapsed. The village wailed as she breathed her last. Eken tore his clothes in grief, and Chinyere, with false tears, comforted him. Days turned into weeks. The mourning period ended. Slowly, Chinyere drew closer to Ekene, her beauty and flattery weaving into his broken heart. The villagers began to whisper, "The younger sister sits where the elder once sat." But in the silence of the night, strange things began to happen. Ekene dreamed of Adaeze, her eyes filled with sorrow. At the river, women saw a figure washing blood from her hands, a ghostly Adaeze weeping. On the night before the marriage of Chinyere and Ekene, the ancestors rose. A great storm shook the village. Drums beat without hands. The sacred Iroko tree split in two. Chinyere stood in the compound laughing in triumph when suddenly the ground beneath her cracked open. From it rose the spirit of Adaeze, her body glowing with ancestral fire. "Chinyere," the spirit thundered, "blood called to blood and you answered with betrayal. For this the earth itself rejects you." Before the villagers' eyes, Chinyere screamed as unseen hands dragged her into the earth. The ground closed. Only silence remained. From that day, the villagers of Oba-Idemili taught their children, "Never let envy rule your heart, for the ancestors see what even the living cannot." Ekene never remarried, and each year he left offerings at Adaeze's grave, whispering, "Forgive me for not protecting you." Lesson: jealousy between sisters burns the home faster than fire in the dark. As the elders say, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. And if you thought this tale was terrifying, wait until you hear of the bride price that turned into a curse.